take something that's immediately at the victory, which the picture he showed was the immediate photo taken right after the capture of the citadel with the men standing up and raising the rifle, instead of the other photo which was used by the other committee, which I think is more of a staged photo later to look like the American Marine raising the flag in Iwo Jima. That photo is a later photo, whereas the photo Mr. Sun just showed is the immediate photo of the victory. And I think that is a better symbol for our monument. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more? Okay, if not, then I want to any? Okay, thank you for any good idea. I want to resume all the idea, the member committee and everybody idea, especially showing print up the picture. Okay. First of all, the quantization had to be started. Okay. When you say the monument had to be started, okay, and then had to have on the member participate, on the unit participate into the battle. That's the one had to be included. And also on the design is the later, but you know, a certain deficient had to be on the idea, we connect on the idea, and all the member in our here, we have to public everything, and we discuss them, and then we submit to on the member and on the audience, give it to us any idea, and especially it's focus on the monument, and the monument should be into the Westminster, not somewhere else. Okay, and that's one. Okay, so that's the one. Okay, and also that's the one I can say. You know, the first one, the monument had to be started in three-way picture. That's the one had to be, and also the flag is a lot of discussed about. You know, concern about the flag is onto the ground or flag is up. That's one we will discuss and add on of the audience, submit to us any idea, and we respect any idea from you. That's the one that we can say, and also, okay. That's the one is add the deficient, and then after deficient, if you design, maybe we will after we have an idea, and then we go to the design later. Okay.
Chairman, if you don't have any objections, we would like to spend some time just talking about the project timeline by our Public Works Director, Jake No. Would you mind if we speak about the project timeline? I think it's important to know, for the public to know as well. Chairman, are you okay if we talk about project timeline? Are we okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, so go to the timeline step. Please help us in the timeline for this one.
Good morning, chairs, vice chair, and committee members. My name is Jake No, Public Works Director, City Engineer for the City of Westminster. I just want to go over real quick on the timeline of these, the monument project. Let me get my copy, if that's all. When staff developed this timeline for the project, it's very key, the crucial date that we want to focus, which is the September 16, 2022. We marked the 50th anniversary of the Spin Battle of Quảng Trị. So working from that important date, we established several milestones, so make sure that the committee as well as the project can meet, so in order to deliver the project successfully. So if you look at the first line, the first row is the first committee meeting, which is today, as we established that. So hopefully at this meeting, the committee will decide the following meetings that we can continue on the path to make the selections that we can continue going with the design, going to the architect, sculptor, whatever the committee decide. As you can see on line number 2, 3, and 4, that's just a space order for additional meetings if needed. And on row number 5, that's the monument location recommendation meetings that we would like to see if the committee can make recommendation. This committee cannot make the decision on where the monument will be, but you can make some recommendations to another committee. If we can have all of that decided by December, early December, we can start having somebody to do the monument rendering. It would take about a month or so to do so. After that one, it will take us all the way to the end of December. So starting in January 2022, we can have somebody to do the design, which takes about 3 months, and also come up with some kind of estimate. That will lead to the next item, which is the fundraising. That's very important. So the committee or whoever in charge of the fundraising will need to know how much the project might cost. And staff putting it right now in fundraising about 3 months, starting in January 2022 to March 2022. With that, we're also going to start when I say construction, it doesn't mean that we're going to start building anything. That means we start putting the pieces together. For example, if you have a sculpture, the sculpture needs to start forming and making those. If you need to have a concrete, so we have to have some architect to prepare the plan, to start doing design, give it to the contractors. So those are the long lead items that we have to start early, as soon as possible. So these meetings are very important. The selection of all the depiction, the designs are very important, that we need to make it as soon as possible so we can meet those milestones. Once we have the constructions go all the way to August 2022, at the end of those, the design or the construction, we typically have some plan to send it to the city. Staff will assist throughout to make sure that we meet all the requirements as far as the building inspections, building permit, enclosure permit. We will help the committee to go through that process. And hopefully with all of that, then we can have a successful unveiling event on September 16, 2022. So that's conclude my presentation. Is there any question I can happy to answer?
Okay, thank you. According to the agenda, we go to the fundraising, and I don't know, before that, did we miss any item before we go to the fundraising?
For the fundraising, basically we would like to see if the committee will have a completed design or rendering and design estimates, so at least the fundraising, you can start as a fundraising group, and then with that number, how much the project is going to cost, then you have a target goal for the fundraiser to start going out there and get fundraising for money.
Okay, so right now we had to do the subcommittee, all the members of the committee had to be involved to the fundraising, the subcommittee. That's the one we're supposed to do with that one. Okay.
And motion. Because the Quảng Trị the monument blueprint must be finished as soon as possible. That's why we need to move meeting schedule early as possible on every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock. So we need the committee here to approve for that early meeting for next Tuesday. 2 days away from now. So maybe chairman and other member can be.
May I put it in that For this meeting, every single meeting we have to close 72 hours. So that means we have some restriction as far as the day that we have to put it out. That means if we want to meet it Thursday, we have to close it by Monday? Or
it would be 72 hours.
72 hours, sorry, 72 hours, yes. So I think that on the schedule, we'll put it the next week. The second meetings will be next week. I'm sorry, not this week, but the week after, during the week of October 31st to November 6th. So I'm not sure what the Thursday is.
So have we completed item number B? Because that's for discussion. In order for us to go on, we would need for us to be in agreement on what that depiction, gathering input to what the depiction looks like. So we have select meeting dates at the end part of the agenda. I just want to make sure that we're conducted all the business needed for the monument aspect. Because I think we've heard 2 suggestions for the depiction. And I'm not sure the committee has made a decision on what that depiction is going to look like.
The item for the depiction is very important because that will drive, how the project is going to go, which way, what direction we're going to go. Are we going to secure some sculpture? Are we securing the architect? Are we securing, who's are the designer for the project? So those are very important aspects that we need to make decisions, or the committee will have to make those decisions on.
The depiction is very important. We need to discuss a long time. That's the one to do that one, and before we submit to the designer, that's the one we do it. Okay. In the depiction is maybe some the confliction between the idea and everything, but we had to resume on the good idea. And then we go to design. Okay, I believe that take a lot of time for that one.
Do you have any other questions?
Any idea? Any question? So the next one is we have the meeting. Next meetings on the Tuesday, October 21st. That's the one. Is the next meeting.
That's just the week of October 31st. In your agenda packet, you have a calendar that is a November calendar.
Okay, I'm sorry, October 26th. I'm sorry, October 26th. Next meeting, October 26th. Tuesday, October 26th.
We cannot do that. We have to post the agenda 72 hours. That means 3 days ahead of the meeting.
Yeah, we need to look at the week of October 31st. So basically November 1st, there's a calendar in your agenda packet for us to look at. So if we're going to use the council chambers, Monday and Tuesday evenings or Thursday evenings could work in this chambers. On Wednesdays, there's a planning commission meeting in this room as well as a council meeting on the 10th. So what's your availability this week? The week of November 1st, 2nd?
4th. We discuss and we say, okay, I think Tuesday is the best for, at 6 o'clock is the best for the member of the community, because somebody is they're still working and get off at 5:30 and then a meeting at 6 o'clock.
So 6 o'clock on Tuesday, November 2nd, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yes? In the council chambers. Okay, we can schedule the agenda. Would you like to select a follow-up meeting as well? Or we'll just do one meeting at a time? Whatever the pleasure is of the committee.
That means that every Tuesday at City Club or every week will be every week meeting of the
Tuesday?
Committee. Yeah.
November 9,
Okay.
16, 23rd.
Okay.
That's when we're supposed to be.
Okay. We can schedule that. So I just want to make sure that we have discussed all the ideas about the depiction. That's just an important topic. If everybody given their suggestions on what they'd like to see. because that's going to drive this process.
There is a lot more to depiction. There is a lot more to depiction. We got some great ideas and stuff, but we really need to think deeper about it. Depiction involves a lot of things. Like I was saying, the description, and you come up to the memorial, it has to be covering everybody. It needs to be in English as well as Vietnamese, how we're going to do that. And so I think there's a lot more to depiction. You were asking for the comments from the public. Maybe at a subsequent meeting, we should continue the depiction presentations. I thought there'd be a lot more there.
Thank you. Like I said, you know, depiction have to be totally the second generation. When they see it, they understand, they know that one is a monument of the Quảng Trị citation 1972, including the startup and the idea, everything. That's the one. So a lot of a little thing we need to put it up. That's the one I can say. So we ask everybody on the audience, give it up any idea as soon as possible in order to be put it together and again come to totally the perfect idea on depiction.
I think depiction blueprint must be submitted to our committee. At many as possible, we had to select from too many blueprint of the Quảng Trị retaken monument. That way, every people out there can submit blueprint of the Quảng Trị retaken monument to us, or you can email it to the City of Westminster, or you can print to the office of the Westminster City Clerk. That's right. So then we select from them, and then we go to final blueprint for the construction of the Quảng Trị retaken monument. We have to select all of them, then until the final blueprint, and then we show to the public, and we have to approve it, and then the next step is for construction. Thank you.
Okay, so any we are missing stuff, anything today we need to discuss in agenda?
Yeah, if the committee is concluded with what you would like to talk about regarding the depiction and the design, I think you've touched based on fundraising. I just want it to be clear. Fundraising needs to be of a subcommittee. The city can't be involved in the fundraising aspect. That needs to be a subcommittee. If it involves a committee of less than 5 of these committee members, no more than 5, because then Brown Act becomes an issue in that situation. So that would be something that this committee could either identify a subcommittee to discuss fundraising, or select a few members to participate in the fundraising discussion. But again, that won't be in a formal meeting process. That will be a subcommittee meeting reported back to the committee from whoever's leading that subcommittee. Does that make sense? Yes.
Okay, the fundraising, we had to do the subcommittee, volunteer to become the member of the fundraising one.
Write this down.
Any member will volunteer to be a subcommittee for fundraising?
Second one is okay.
Okay, I volunteer too.